Right in the eyes.
5 seconds to spare. Holy shit. Holy shit. We're here. We're back. Another episode of Popcorn and Pints.
That's why James is squinting.
It's time to dive into, I guess you would say, some of the worst Batman and Superman films with Superman 3 and Batman Forever. But hello, people.
Hey, Sturdy, you're coughing a lot. What's going on? You all right? You got a bug? You got Hanta?
Nah.
Do you want a Hanta?
You got the Hantu virus.
No, I got the ganja.
Don't you want to? Don't you want to, Hanta? Oh,
no. Ganja is what I want.
Damn it, my mic was muted the whole time.
You should.
Oh. All right.
Why did you not hear me?
Well, should I kick off for last week just to finish it off, or do you want to do that later?
Yeah. You know, let's do that. Give your
talk about two good versions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Real quick, when it comes to Batman Returns, it was very cool to rewatch it again. It's been like 20 years since I have. I enjoy the movie. I think it's one of the better ones. It's 7.5 for me for that one. Some of my highlights of that movie are, I just think it's cleaner. I like the aesthetics. It seems more practical when it came to the sets, whereas the first one seemed like a lot of drawings and such, which I love too, but I do like the practical side of it. And it kind of established Gotham better, in my opinion. Really good movie. They destroyed the Batmobile, so I hate that because this is my favorite Batmobile on screen. And everything else I just thought was really solid. Danny DeVito is going to work in this movie. So is Michelle Pfeiffer. They got all in on their characters. So
I want to smell that cat suit.
They some really good technical aspects, and Burton from the first one and the second one learned a lot, and there's some beautiful things about it. Superman 2, growing up, I always liked that one more. Batman Returns wins that week for me. I would have worn a Batman shirt last week if I was on. Superman 2 is up. I'd give it a 7. I really do enjoy it. I like that Zod and his cronies are finally in it. There's a fight. I hate the cellophane S and a few other things like the kiss that makes her forget everything, the roofie kiss.
Yep.
The whole 9 yards, like all of that stuff. Like
getting all these special powers and shit. Like the fuck are you talking about?
That movie was directed by Donner and Lester, Richard Lester and Richard Donner. Richard Donner got fired early on because he was filming that one and then also filming scenes for the sequel while he was filming the first one because they had the plan for it. When he got let go because the studio wanted to go in a different direction, they brought in Richard Lester, and that is where you start seeing like the stupid stuff that you see that makes no sense to Superman. And in this movie, it is so much more prevalent about how he just did not understand what Superman is or who Superman is. And he directed, of course, the third one tonight we're going to be talking about. So Batman Returns wins that one for me last week. It's a much better movie, and it actually gets Batman right in a lot of ways, even more so than most do. But that's my feelings on those two. Thanks for letting me vent those, though. I'm going to have to talk about some shitty ones tonight.
What did you say you rated Superman? Sorry.
7?
Superman 7. Yeah.
7. Okay. 7 and 7. Got it. Okay. On to tonight's movies. Let's dive into our early ratings. No reasons. Let's give our quick ratings, and we'll go through everything else. So we'll kick it off with you, Fade.
What one? Both of them?
No, sorry. Superman 3. Sorry.
Oh, fucking this movie.
Just because we've been doing it, I feel like we might as well just do Superman first, then Batman, because that's how we started with the first few weeks.
2.
Okay. Stars from a prison cell. How about you?
It's pretty awful. I'm 2.5.
My guy, Mr. Lawnmower himself.
Lawnmower Man.
Worst damn landscaper.
How about you, good sir?
They're 2.5. I really didn't like these, even growing up, and now I'm remembering why. I don't even remember ever seeing this one.
Ugh.
It's called a repressed memory.
Defense mechanism.
McBunion Manhattan.
The reason I'm giving this is because Margot does great work. It's nice seeing the original cast. Lana Lang is introduced with Annette O'Toole, and I'll get into why that's interesting. And Christopher Reeve is Superman, so I give this a 4. Oh, and Richard Pryor is trying in this movie. He's doing a really good job. It's just he's honestly the better character out of this movie than anyone else.
True.
Well, I'm going Brian McKnight with this one and going back at 1 because it was just bad, man. Like, it didn't for me. And I know we'll get to Batman Forever, and I know it's gonna be another shitty review, but I'll just say this: that felt more like a Batman movie to me than this felt like a Superman movie to me. I felt like they just took so much away. We're just doing too much stupid, corny, weird shit instead of just making it a fun, cool Superman movie like the first two. And it was like they completely ignored, and I could say the same thing about Batman. It was like they completely ignored everything that everybody liked about the first two movies. Just like, you know what? As good as these two were, and as great, as far as the fans, and I'll speak on my personal preference. Just going from that, and just going from our ratings from the last 2 weeks. So, and it's like, okay, so a lot of people, and then just a lot of people that I had conversations with about, especially the first two Batman films, really, really enjoy those films. And I don't know, I can count on one hand how many people like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. That's one. That's Johnny.
Really?
Bro. Yeah. He likes one of these two because when he's seen it, it was like the first one he's seen in theaters, I believe. Where he's seen it young and all that stuff. So I get the nostalgia factor of it, but I remember seeing Batman Forever as a child. Like, I was so fucking excited to see it as a kid. Going over, I don't know if I went to one of my cousin's houses or whatever, or everybody came to our house, but either way, you watch Batman Returns, and you're like, oh, cool, another Batman movie's coming out. And then you get this bullshit. And I feel like, especially in our era, because I feel like we grew up in like the best era ever. Sorry, people. But I feel like in our era where, and I'm saying this like as far as because like this is when Batman was like, well, you got the dope Batman, you got the dope Superman, and all that good stuff. And when kids hate movies, like when kids hate a Batman movie, to where you're sitting down as a child talking about this as a child, to where I'll speak for myself again, you can put Batman in something and you damn near automatically feel like you like it because Batman's in it. That's how it was with this. Before you even watch it, like, I know it's gonna be a good time this time because it's a Batman movie, and then you sit down and you watch it.
We were talking about Superman.
Oh shit! Sorry, Superman.
Yeah.
Superman. But it's the same for both.
I'm like preparing for Superman 3.
I'm kind of waiting to see. I was waiting to see if he was trying to make a Superman point.
I'm mixing it up. My bad. But what I'm getting at though is like it's the same for both though, because again, the Superman films I haven't watched as much, but I remember enjoying the first two films. I remember enjoying the series and all that. And then you get to part 3, and it's like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. What the fuck is this? Like you were saying, Mick, I agree with you. Richard Pryor was probably the best part of this movie, him and Christopher Reeve. But at the same time, it's like, what were they doing with the story? Why did they do this? I can't even call it like a YouTube. I don't know what the hell they did. They're just like, you know what? It's your turn. Did you watch the first 2 movies? Nah, man. It's your turn to just come. We want your input. We're following you. You take the lead on this. All right. And this shit happened. And I agree with you too, James, about the kryptonite shit. That was just
yeah, because like if that first part they're like, okay, put tar. So you're thinking, if you ever seen this movie for the first time ever, you're thinking, oh, that's not going to be real kryptonite. It's not going to work. But then they went in what it did to them, turned them like fucking evil. Then split in half. Well, I'll get to that part. That fucking bother.
Oh yeah, that was that.
But
bipolar.
They just didn't understand Superman. They don't understand Superman, and I'm like,
what's going on? I know there's like if you watch the series and everything, like Smallville and everything. I know there's different types of kryptonite that'll give them like the attitude, like this one, and red shit like that, like red kryptonite and all that. But he fucking becomes a dick, and he's doing stupid things. Like,
well, no, it's supposed to be red kryptonite it lowers his inhibitions. So like Superman won't act out like any of us would if like we just didn't care.
Mhm.
And that's what this is essentially supposed to be. So I don't know why tar is the main ingredient in kryptonite that says, hey, you're red kryptonite now, even though you're green. Everything about this is misunderstood. They had to have somebody writing this and Richard Lester and all that, like they had to hear about red kryptonite because it was probably introduced in like the 60s. All this different kryptonites were 60s, 70s. They got wide. There's a pink kryptonite that turns them gay. There's some wild stuff. Like I'm serious. There's blue kryptonite, which he loses his powers for good. Like there's there's all these different types of kryptonites, and they started introducing those in like the golden age of like the clubs and bullshit. When DC really didn't have like deep stories going on. So like this movie just following suit was like, what would Superman be like if he was acting like an asshole? And it's like, okay, I mean, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa thing's kind of funny when he's drinking at the bar and hitting the peanuts at the beer bottles and such. Like there's funny situations, but you told no story. You're telling nothing. He's just a dick, and then he goes and fixes everything, and it's fine. Like you're really
also banging out bitches.
That he does.
He does.
Fucked up the Olympics, bro.
He has sexual
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wait. Hang on, Fate Theory.
What?
He had sexual encounters with women.
Yeah, you don't have to say fucks bitches. It's not 1996.
Yeah, and
I'm old. Leave me alone.
they seem like they were decent, respectful women. They weren't acting like bitches. If they were, that's different.
Listen, all the rap songs in my head from in my time.
It's creepier as you get older to say fuck bitches. Like the older you get, like it's never okay, I don't think, but like the older you get, it's
you know what? It depends on the situation and the context and all that other stuff.
Go ahead, show us. Call your wife.
Take a trip to Shenanigans.
I would.
Just be like, do you think Superman should have been out there fucking bitches?
I wouldn't. Superman wouldn't be in that conversation, but we won't go there. We won't go there, but
I wouldn't say it to my wife.
Why not?
Because that'd be a conversation.
Again, it depends on the context of the situation, what's going on.
The same way James is saying it.
Well, that was just randomly on a live chat. But if you're, never mind.
And what's crazy, I would say it.
I'm
He said, but if you're never mind.
I'm thinking something completely different. You know,
that's the context. James
wearing just the cape and nothing else. That's when you can pull that off. Is what I'm getting at.
I'm here to fuck bitches and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bitches.
It's all game and tough.
Man.
Speaking of the maybe there's an explanation for this. I don't think there is because nothing in this movie makes sense. So they create the kryptonite, the synthetic kryptonite. Richard Pryor pretends to be the general. He gives it to him. Where the fuck? You don't see it again.
Yeah, I know, and it still affected him.
How is this?
This is a great fucking question. But can I point out? All right, can somebody, I'll do it, or any one of us, can we just go and just do a quick overview of this movie? Because you did just come out and be like, Richard Pryor comes out as the general and gives him the kryptonite. And it's like, no context. And
just
I get it.
Just like all of the movie, there's no context.
Because at one point we could just be like, yeah, Richard Pryor's skiing at that one point, and he flies off the building, and it's like, what? Like, why is that in a Superman movie? This was very much Richard Pryor's movie.
Like I said, Richard Pryor.
It really was.
Richard Pryor was like my favorite character in this movie. As ridiculous as it was, and it made zero sense. He was my favorite character in this movie.
So for I guess for context, in this movie, Superman
Richard Pryor scheme.
So Superman is going back home on assignment for his class reunion with Jimmy. Before they even get to Smallville, they're driving and they find a nuclear power plant. the reactor's going, so Superman has to fly a river or a lake over to him.
He freezes a lake and then brings the lake to them and drops it on top, which is okay.
So stupid.
Which is yeah, I mean, out of all the things
gonna put all that fire out.
I mean, it's just so discombobulated.
It's
like
so
the
bad.
whole thing, like Jimmy's out there on a fucking fire truck just walking around, but whatever.
What about
That's how they introduced the acid, which is the MacGuffin for later. There's this rich dude who wants to control the weather, so he the fucking all right. Anybody who's seen Office Space knows what Richard Pryor was doing. He was stealing the half cent from the computer, which he just learned how to do and knows computer programming perfectly. So he's stealing all this money, but the person who owns the business is like, I can use this. So they build a supercomputer that has to fight Superman. But first, they give him red kryptonite painted green, and he just fucking turns bad. And then he has to fight Clark Kent because they don't know anything about Superman.
That's the part that bothered me so much. He's split in half. He's fighting himself, and he's beating the shit out of Clark. Like he's flying through.
I really tried to tell that story too, and it was just falling apart the whole time. I don't know how they writ this.
Then Clark Kent finally hits him, and he beats him. Like you both have the same strength. You should be knocking back and forth nonstop.
None of it makes sense.
Oh, so okay. Let me go back to my question. So they give him the synthetic kryptonite. How I don't understand. I don't understand where this non-red red kryptonite is and how it's still affecting him when he's out and about in the world
and not having it on him. Yeah,
you're right. That's it. That's all I got. You're right.
Unless he shoved it up his ass.
Like they don't show it again.
Nope.
Yes.
You're right. You're right. Like again, I can't defend any of the fucking bullshit that happens in this. I mean, this is producers who wrote Lois Lane out because Margot Kidder had argued about Richard Donner being fired. She didn't want him to be fired. She thought he was doing a great job. And because they figured the love sequence was done between them, they didn't really need her. So she had 12 lines in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
So, like, anybody who automatically understands that and says, like, what's her name doing here? Why is Lois Lane doing here? We don't need her. You don't get Superman.
No.
And it's so stupid. This whole thing is so stupid.
And I'm gonna say this right now though, real quick. Lois Lane, bitchy and treats Clark like shit. Lana is like one of the nicest girls ever. I think he should be with Lana, not Lois.
Well, I could argue about Lois Lane and their relationship. They always did play it off of like I don't think they needed it to be like they were friends in the comic books for years. They were partners and friends. Yeah, she'd give him shit, but like we give each other shit. Mm-hmm. They did really make it like she was just kind of like whatever, Clark. Like they should have played up the friendship, but they don't know how to write women and they don't know how to write fucking relationships between men and women, especially back then. I mean, look at the next movie, and just to kind of shine too, like you took the love of Clark Kent's life and gave her 12 lines where it was kind of passive, and he was like, whatever, I'm going to see my high school girlfriend.
Yeah.
And like just completely undid a lot of stuff that you did in the last two movies. Look at the next movie. She's a psychologist. And she's like, yeah, well, you know, Batman, you make a good point. Like, Batman's not a fucking psychologist. He's a dude in a mask. You should know more. You know, like this, that's what I'm saying. Like, these movies being written, like the women.
Oh, dude, don't
fucking terrible
on this shit.
Yo, I was like, is this supposed to be Brainiac?
That's what I said.
I wasn't even thinking Brainiac. I was thinking fucking Edward Scissorhands. I was like, yo, what the fuck is Edward Scissorhands doing?
I really thought that's how they were introducing Brainiac in these movies.
Anybody else notice how the big ass supercomputer really looks like a modern day quantum computer that's like super big, and then how the fucking top of it, where it kept looking up into the cave, looked like a 5G tower?
Interesting.
What year did this come out in again?
83.
83. I came out.
83.
83.
Oh, 83.
Here I was born.
Watching Clark Kent strangle himself as Superman. If you're a child and you can accept all this bullshit, is that scarring?
Yeah. Why is Dad choking out Superman?
Yeah.
Dad comes home from. Oh, look at it. Dad didn't want to beat me today. He wanted to beat Superman.
Okay. We also haven't talked about how Richard Pryor, while entertaining, his story is fucking ridiculous.
It's
Like
whack.
I don't. There is no context to what this guy may or may not actually know before they have him doing shit with a computer.
You know, it's stories. What's funny is like Richard Pryor character, like everything he did in this movie would have worked perfect for like any heist movie or any type of movie like in the 80s or 80s, 90s. It would have worked for like any other movie. And he could be that same exact character in like 18 different movies that came out in the 80s. Probably more than that. That same exact character did that same exact thing to where it would have fit. As far as like making it a better movie or making it make more sense, it would have fit better in another movie than this. And there's probably about I'm gonna say 87 movies in the 80s that would have fit in better than what it did in Superman. But he was still like my favorite part. This and Edward Scissorhands, just because of how ridiculous it looks.
He's running out on unemployment at the beginning. There's no indication he knows anything about computers because they're running through the list of jobs he wasn't able to keep, and not one of them involved a computer. Mm-hmm. And then he asked for a matchbook that has an ad for computer programming. So they show him in the computer programming class, and he does something the teacher didn't think could happen. And the teacher's like, "How did you do that?" I said, "I don't know." Mm-hmm. And now he has a job at some company doing computer shit, gets his first paycheck. He's disappointed with it. Talking to another guy, he says they round off his half cent because the company doesn't want to pay it out. And now he's a computer genius that can set up an account and get this half cent from every dollar deposited into an account. And he's doing this just like all nonchalantly, like he knows exactly what he's doing. My favorite part about that is when they show his command on the screen as he's trying to get past security. All he does is literally type override all security.
I mean, I'm not mad at
that. Is the extent. That is the extent of his hacking. Override all security, and then he types deposit half cent into account.
I want to point it out too. He doesn't do like. That's just a setup. That's not even part of the main story.
Yeah,
that's just setting him up to be the computer guy for this rich guy.
And again, there's still like. I don't like. How was he jobless and now he's escalated to computer genius, where he's building this machine in his head to get the main bad guy to fucking?
I don't understand what kind of government program just says, "Oh, you could become a computer programmer. Here's the job. Go to it and go do it." What the fuck are you talking about? You need fucking college and shit to be a computer programmer.
I don't think back then you did.
Really?
They were so new. No, I don't think you needed college back then. I don't think there was a college for that specifically. Yeah. It was just one of those things where like that, they wanted to get more and more people computing as much as they could. So I could see him learn, but like not that. Mm-hmm. Maybe enough to get a job working on a computer in a fucking office building, but not stealing half cents, not building supercomputers, blueprints on napkins, they never established him as a genius.
Nope.
In any way.
No,
shit. Quite made him the opposite.
Yeah, I was gonna say from the beginning when the movie switch was funny. This with Richard Pryor's part, you could almost see him in another movie where he's the lead in the movie. And it's some weird hijinks of him scamming his way into being this computer genius and doing whatever it is, not necessarily taking over the world, but doing whatever, doing whatever it is they have to do for that movie or for that story. But that's besides the point. I did bump this up to a 2 because of Richard Pryor and because of Edward Scissorhands.
That scared the shit out of me as a kid. That always scared the shit out of me.
I can see that
robot lady, but I mean, it was 1983. I was born in 82, so like, I was a kid when I was watching this.
82. That's his podcast age.
Shut up. So it's if my podcast age is 82 and I'm still where I am, then I have no business podcasting. But
I mean, your stage age. You lie about your age.
I'm the fifth seat on Popcorn and Pints. I don't know that I should be.
It doesn't get lower than this.
Doesn't get any lower.
Listen, man.
I could be a computer programmer for Robert Vaughn, I guess.
Oh my God.
This is where we all grow together into a beautiful, beautiful thing. That's all.
Yeah, I
All
want a ski
beautiful flowers.
cabin with a ski slope on top of a giant metropolis building. Which
Are you saying you want a big, beautiful hotel with a lot of cocaine?
that's
Grandizer
exactly
gets
what I
it.
think.
Grandizer gets the fucking.
Oh,
And
shit.
they were just and
Go, Grandizer.
the
Okay, the
ridiculousness
cyborg
of
thing. Okay, I got something to say about this. So, fucking basically hit against the supercomputer and just put a whole bunch of metal on her. Like Chris said, the first thing I said, because I was watching with my wife, I was like, wait, are they bringing, this is how they creating Brainiac? But it's not Brainiac. Now, they could have done it. This is how I'm going to tell you how they should have done it. Richard Pryor should have been the one that got into the computer and turned into the metal fucking robot thing. Then because he's smart, they're saying. Somehow they didn't say, so that's confusing. But then he becomes Brainiac.
Yeah, they didn't think that far ahead. I don't think they even knew Brainiac existed when they did this. I think literally in 1983, the guys who wrote this were like, this could happen with computers.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
Cyborgs can look at the shit that was being made in the 80s. Like, yeah, of course they believe this with computers.
Fucking Star Trek did better with the fucking cyborgs than that.
Yeah, well, Star Trek is based more in actual science than science fiction in a weird way. So a cool thing I do like about this movie is Annette O'Toole plays Lana Lang. Annette O'Toole goes on in Smallville to play Martha Kent.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's where I know her from. I was like, why does she look so familiar to me?
Yeah.
So
they did mention that Clark's mom died in this.
Yeah.
Which they
I was
completely
like, wait a minute, I
glossed
don't
over.
remember that. I was like, wait a minute. Fucking mother died.
And that's a huge thing because as close as he was to his parents, I know his dad passed in the first movie, right?
Yeah.
And it's like they just kind of gloss over that. And I'm like, just from all the things you see of watching, or I mean, I'm assuming in the comic books, correct me if I'm wrong, Mick, because I'm sure you read some of the Superman comic books, but he's always close to his parents, his Earth parents. He's always close to them. So it's like either one of them passing away is something that's important. Is it important so where that should be not only mentioned, have a funeral over, and he should have some sort of emotion over it, being Clark and Superman. And there was nothing. It just kind of just like, oh yeah, this nigga's mom died.
Yeah, I mean, it should have been
That was
handled
the line.
way more subtly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I wrote it. That's the only line that let me wrote. Right. Sturdy, we need a line. I got it. What happened?
Oh my God.
Oh,
Like, listen, his parents die. He ain't going back to Smallville. They don't care.
yeah, that's what I
No.
mean, you know, that's real tragic though, because I'm like, yo, this dude, like, he lost his parents on Krypton. His parents died on Krypton. Then he comes to Earth, and his parents die here. It's just like, yo, like, are you bad luck? Damn, like it's like your parents created you, and then your adopted parents they made, and it's just like, damn, they're dead too. Which I know it's not that, but
they found him in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
He ages slow.
True.
So like he did, like even when he's in high school, like it's his 20-year high school reunion. So 63. You know, it's one of those things where it's like they were already old when they met him, when they found him, you know what I mean? So like they weren't long for this world. Like I don't mind if they establish she passed away, but there would be more to it than just Clark being like, yeah, mom died a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like. It's again for Superman's character, that's way too important. It's way too important to where you don't, even if you give it like a 10-minute scene, a 5-10 minute scene of her passing, of the funeral, this, that, and the third, and then just throughout the film of him, you know, doing whatever he has to do because he's upset about it. I mean, the whole Eve or Superman thing that they did with the kryptonite, instead of doing that stupid shit, him acting out or doing something as Superman, maybe not going to save people or maybe not going to do things like he usually does because of what happened to his mother, and he's so upset and just broken to where that and something brings him back to where he's going and helping, you know what I mean, helping again instead of the corny ass stupid fucking.
I would have if I were writing this and I wanted to fix that, I would have had Lois when they're in the office say to him, "Is this your first time back since your mom passed away?" You know, or have you gone back and stuff? And like maybe because then that it softens the blow. It's a friend asking. It gives Lois a little bit more of like a closeness with him for us. And then when he sees Lana, maybe saying something along the lines of, "Hey, thank you for helping out when my mom passed away." That really meant a lot. And then that adds, first of all, adds that both those women are important in his life. And there's and like it meant something. They know it meant something, and for him to bring it up or talk about it.
I mean, it's important because I look at it like when it's mentioned with Batman, as far as his parents being mentioned in it, they talk about the tragedy, especially when it's the first film and all that stuff. And it's like, why not with Superman too? Like, why not? Especially because you showed him with his parents and shit. Why not say something about that? Like you mentioned when his dad died, but it's like his mom died and it's like nothing. So yeah, she's gone. Oh well.
So what if this movie was centered around his mom dying? He's in Metropolis. His mom's sick, so he's going back to Smallville. You can have the idea of him writing the story about the reunion, but you start to tell he's off even as Clark. Like he's having a hard time holding Clark together because he's going to see a sick mom. This is where they introduce the red kryptonite, and he's so because he's distraught over his mom dying, and she dies at this point. That is what triggers all the bad side emotions, as opposed to them just being a completely random asshole type thing in this. I think that's a more comprehensive, complete storytelling right there.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, it would have helped this one. So honestly, had they done this story right, going up from the first three films, this would have been the best of the three because they would keep increasing. You go from 2 being better than 1, and then 3 being the worst of them all.
And he doesn't need to blow oil back into the tanker.
But honestly, yeah.
That was stupid. Yo, all right, let's talk about that scene. So when that scene happened, right? When that scene happened, and I'm not going to talk about the straight and all that good bullshit that's going on in real life, but I was thinking about that. I was thinking his ass was going to pick the ship up and put it to whatever direction it was supposed to go in. I didn't think he was going to, because I'm like, why would he do that? Like, if the ship, because it was supposed to be going somewhere else, like, why wouldn't he just lift it where it's supposed to be going, whatever the case may be? 1, and then 2, why would you pollute the ocean or pollute? Like, you literally just ripped that open and polluted all that shit, killed Aquaman's crew real quick. Like, there's not enough Dawn to save all those ducks and shit.
No, what are you talking about? He blew it back into the boat.
That was later, though.
I know, but still, like, it's done.
Like it never happened.
Yeah, you're right. Again, I have no defenses. It's not like I'm trying to defend this movie and be like, hey, like, if I'm more pissed off at the physics of how they treated Superman than the fact that there's a supercomputer that created a cyborg that could fight Superman, which is silly within itself, but fine, I'll believe it. It's a Superman fucking movie.
I'm not mad at that, though.
You know what my favorite part about that?
Yeah.
My favorite part about that computer is when he's trying to shoot missiles at Superman, and it's a fucking video game.
He's got the score going up.
There's points.
Like, so the computer thing, I'm not mad at. I wish they would have wrote the story better and kind of established that better. But I'm not mad that they had a computer that, let's say, builds this robot to try to fight Superman. The kryptonite part I thought was corny, but say they build this computer that tries to fight Superman, or build this thing that builds a computer that fights Superman by studying him, whatever the case may be. I don't know. And I wouldn't have been mad at that. I'm not even mad at the computer thing because they tried something. It's just what they did with it was just, again, it felt like, I've said this before and I'll say it again. All right, listen, man, what do you guys want to do for this movie? We're taking everybody's ideas, and that's just how we're going to go with it. And they took everybody's ideas. Like, yeah, man, we should fucking have a supercomputer, and we should have a guy that somehow he's a computer genius and nobody knows about it, but he can't find a fucking job at all. As a matter of fact, he's in the 36th week of unemployment in a row, so he can't do unemployment anymore. And I'm like, what the like? Why all that? Why not? Even if you want to make him a bad guy or a criminal, make it to where he can still be smart enough to do this shit. Maybe he's doing it the wrong way at first, as far as stealing shit and doing it, and then boom, he gets legit or whatever. But it's
okay. You want to fix this movie?
I want to say this really quick, and I mean this with the utmost respect. Everybody who you wrote, you directed, and all that shit, and okayed this, fuck you. That's what I'm
So
gonna say.
you want to fix this movie? You cut out all the stupid Superman shit. You have Clark Kent. You make it more about Clark Kent going on this investigation about maybe computers and computer programming in corporate office and like what that's doing and if it's causing issues and things like that. And he's getting closer and closer while Gus is building up the ladder. And as you go and you get to this, you don't have to fight fucking Superman against Clark Kent. You don't have to have all this Smallville shit. You can introduce Lana Lang. Hey, I needed a change. I moved here. So blah, blah, blah. Oh, great. You know, now I have like a bit of a love triangle going on because I love Lois, but she left. She doesn't want me. I can't be with her. Maybe I'll be with Lana, which makes no fucking sense because you just said you can't be whatever. Anyway, so you fix it in that sense, and then fine, he can fight the cyborg lady. I don't care. You can have the video game shit. That's fine. Whatever. It's all a part of the ploy of bringing people to the movies. But if you don't know fucking Superman, what are you doing? You got everything wrong about Superman and then built this movie around it that for Richard Pryor that makes no sense. And that's what pissed me off the most. Like, that's why I love the 2025 version of Superman. It's one of my favorites. And that's because James Gunn knows Superman at that, and he doesn't even have to tell you. We got nothing but exposition in this. Like, he doesn't even have to fucking tell you. When you see him fucking watching him as a child getting picked up by his father and he's flying all around and stuff, and now you realize he smiles when he flies, it's because he's thinking about his dad picking him up every time he flies. That's fucking writing. You showed me. You didn't fucking tell me. And you showed me right. You didn't even tell me wrong. You know, like watching this fucking movie, I'm just like, and I feel bad for Christopher Reeve because I feel like he understood the assignment, but nobody else fucking did. And
So, Mick, what I got from that is when I come down there and visit in Virginia at the end of this month, you're going to pick me up over your head like I'm a kid and I can wear a cape and pretend I'm Superman.
You
and
absolutely
pretend I'm flying.
Sure. I will drop you.
He said I will drop you, though.
Yes, you can do that.
So you can't hold me up for like 25 minutes anymore like you used to back in the
I can't
80s?
hold myself up for 25 minutes anymore. I have to sit down. I get a little winded.
Back in the 80s.
Oh, no. Back in the 80s. I was a child. I was wearing Superman underoos when this came out.
Let's not forget the giant diamond Superman crushes coal to give back to Lana.
Oh my God.
Via Clark.
Yeah. Can we move on?
James did.
I think I'm done with Superman 3. I don't mean to tank this, but like,
no, it's bad. I mean, the people who wrote it, directed it, and all the other shit already tanked it.
Dude, Richard Pryor was only in this movie because he made a joke on a talk show where he was like, "Yeah, I want to be in a Superman movie," and the producers threw all kinds of money at him.
Oh my! I'm not even mad that he's in a Superman movie, but you could have wrote him in way freaking better. You could have just had, even if you had him being like a silly, funny character, you could have had him being a silly, funny character, either a bumbling, whatever the case may be. But with all this extra shit with the computer genius and all that, like if you wanted to do it like that, you should have made him a computer genius from the beginning, evil or not. Just have him be that computer genius and go from there. But you just did just. Fuck this movie, man.
I don't know if this is true or not, but on IMDb it says Christopher Reeves asked his father not to watch this film or Superman 4.
Wow.
So that tells you all you need to know.
Can you imagine?
Wow, he hated these movies more than Stairs.
Can you?
Wow.
Well, listen. Now, stories. I gotta say, it all depends on how far along those movies came out. Then Kryptonite, the horse, came with the green mane, and
AKA Doomsday.
Don't try to top this joke. He landed it. He landed that plane.
No. I'm just saying it depends on how far after. Like, Dad, listen, don't watch those movies.
He landed that plane with no wings or engines and came in he coasted in, and then you were like the bad guy who opened the door. It was like, saved you.
I did. I was gonna say
like, dude, you moved the bags.
But yeah, fuck this movie, man. This movie was so bad.
Yeah, let's talk about Batman fucking forever.
OBS crashed. Dang it.
Fuck, man.
Fuck this.
All right,
movie.
James. What do you got for Batman?
You might not want it to uncrash because it's the perfect picture of your gorgeous smile there, Chris. That's just frozen on screen.
Wait, yeah, actually, it is a good picture. Wait, before we do that, can we just give a quick rundown on this fucking movie? Val Kilmer's here. It still takes place within the Burton movie lineage.
I don't know. It should, but it doesn't feel it.
It doesn't really feel like it. But in this one, you have Harvey Dent is now Two-Face, and not Harvey Dent with Billy D. Williams. Harvey Dent, Tommy Lee Jones, is out there. He's terrorizing the streets. He's now Two-Face. It's getting crazy. Batman's got a lot going on. Also, you get introduced to Edward Nygma, who is the Riddler, and he's starting to build out his criminal empire, and they're teaming up. Then the Graysons are introduced, and of course, you know what happens to them. They die. And then Dick Grayson, who happens to be a fucking full-fledged adult, gets adopted for some reason.
He was 25 years old. Listen, the actual person was 25.
No. You guys can bitch about that all you want. I'm
No. I can explain
the story so that way it's done.
Hang on. Just because we're at this part, I can explain that part though.
I don't want to talk about that part now. We're gonna talk about that part after I finish the movie.
No, because it makes sense now. You adopted James.
No, I knew you were gonna do that.
A grown man.
So he adopts Batman. He adopts fucking 40-year-old Robin. Robin teams up with him. It's a whole fucking thing we'll get into. And then they go and they fight. Oh, and there's a fucking psychologist who is addicted to superheroes for some reason. And she and Batman fall in love. And that's the first time Bruce Wayne's ever been in love. But there's been 2 movies, whatever. And that they even mentioned Vicky, whatever. This fucking movie, they beat the bad guys in the end. They save everybody, and then fucking stupid. I don't want to talk. I hate this fucking movie.
I do too. But let's dive into early ratings really quick, gentlemen, and see, and then we'll knock this movie out. We'll do what we got to do. So, Fade Theory, what do you got for this one for little fella?
Is he even there? I don't think he's there.
I think he faded away. That's my theory.
Don't know what happened to him.
My theory is I wish this fucking movie would fade away.
I wish I never heard
Fuck
that.
you. You like this Batmobile? I fucking hate you. I hate you. No. You are no longer my ward.
Who did I miss? Wait, who gave a good rating?
Okay.
This is the worst this is an affront to the eyes. This Batmobile is the garbage Batmobile of life. You know Russell Brand is a piece of shit because he bought this Batmobile in a movie once.
Stories. What do you give this one?
Wait, where's James? Is he typing something? Because I don't see him or anything from him.
Wait, what do you mean? He's here.
Then maybe it's just my screen then. Like there's an empty box there and it says his name. I haven't heard him or seen him in fucking 20 minutes.
Oh, you missed his love of the fucking Batmobile?
Who said they liked the movie? I was confused.
They liked it.
No, he said he liked the Batmobile, not the movie.
Oh, the Batmobile. Got you.
I don't know. James, try to go out and come back real quick and see if that changes. Or stories. Maybe you try to do the same. And see
I'll be right back.
And when he comes back, I'll ask him what his rating is. But while I'm waiting for him to come back, Gamer, what's your rating for this film? Good sir.
You make me do that
I
again.
guess slightly better than Superman 3.
Wait this show.
I don't know if you guys know how fucking microphones work, but when one person's talking, you can't talk.
Yeah, Mick. Now you see me now, Chris?
Yeah. I don't know what.
Somebody give their fucking ratings. I hate this movie and I'm getting agitated.
Gamer was about to, but the white started talking over the innocent Puerto Rican.
That's fair.
Innocent.
Go ahead, good sir.
A strong word.
I guess slightly better than Superman 3 at 3. Okay. I gave it a 2.5, so 3.
Granddad just said he can't see me either. I'm a ghost, guys. I'm not here.
It's fine. We're
He's
good.
on a low delay. You're fine now.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Manhattan?
One.
Damn, he really hates this one.
And that's literally because I tugged it to Dr. Chase Meridian as a fucking 12-year-old. Like that's literally what gets this. Is not the badass The Robin ass, the nipples, all that bullshit. None of that. Dr. Chase Meridian. Nicole Kidman is a terrible character in this fucking movie, but she
she
gorgeous.
really wants the Bat D. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Of course she does. Fucking of course she does. Because it's fucking done.
So I give this a 3. I did like a little bit better than Superman, but I fucking hate this movie. This movie is so bad. And I was thinking, as I'm watching this, I'm like, I wonder how this would. As I'm watching it, I'm like, maybe this would have made a better animated movie or something. But I'm like, no, it would probably still been bad with that too, because it was just terrible. It made no fucking sense. And you know what frustrated me is I'm like, how come the Riddler's getup changed like every fucking scene?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why didn't it just stick with the green? Especially the green that was in like every like figure of Riddler that was around, or like every aesthetic of Riddler that was around looked better than the Riddler in this movie. And I'm like, why didn't you go with that look? This motherfucker came out like he was gonna perform with fucking Prince, Elton John, and Michael Jackson with that white
David
jacket
Bowie
on,
one piece.
bedazzled and shit.
But none of them wanted to be near this movie.
It made zero fucking sense. It was horrible. Visually horrible. Story-wise horrible. The best part about this movie was Alfred. Alfred's consistent. Other than I have zero complaints about Alfred.
A consistent perv.
It's hey, listen, he's consistent either way. And then you have this motherfucker Robin moving in with fucking Batman, or where Dick Grayson moving in with Bruce Wayne, and these niggas is 45-year-old roommates.
They're fucking roommates. Yes, that's the key.
And I'm like, yo, listen, man. And that dude, like, yo, and here's a funny thing, right? Like, it was funny how, not funny like that, but it was funny how they write this in the script. And again, I don't know why they didn't just go with somebody younger, even if it was somebody like in their 20s, like you were saying earlier, Mick. How they have 45-year-old Dick Grayson having like temper tantrums like a fucking teenager, and then Bruce Wayne's like, hey man, if somebody fixes one of these motorcycles, I can have it for free. Like, that's some shit you say to like a kid, like a troubled you know what I mean? Like, hey, listen, that is good at working on bikes and shit, but they're like stealing shit to fix theirs. Like, hey, listen, if you stick around and you stick with this class and you work on this, you could have any of these. And that's basically what he did to keep Robin around. And they didn't want him as a partner, but he was getting his ass whooped a bunch of times. Like, nah, man, even though you had my back when I got fucked up, nah, you don't need to be out there. I'm good. I'm like, what the fuck? He's 45, just like you. He's old enough to make his own decisions and go there and do this. And you didn't have to like bribe a grown-ass man to stay with you just because you're buying a bunch of stupid shit and you're going, the rent. It's the rent. The rent is tight. Batman's broke. And this is just a bad fucking movie. This is a bad movie.
That's a bad picture.
He's gonna be the Batman for Batman Beyond. Watch.
We had a bunch of neon for no reason.
They're gonna bring him back with AI.
We had black.
They already did. They already did
shit for no reason. And and here's the funny thing: I was not mad at the blacklight stuff. Like, I'm like, the blacklight feel of the blacklight could have worked if you just did it right. It could have worked like a club scene in Batman, just something going down in Gotham, but you just did some corny ass, dumb, stupid fucking fuck this movie. And again, just like I said to the directors, writers, and all that other shit who had control of this movie and made all the decisions, fuck you. All respect, but fuck you.
I love Tommy Lee Jones. I love Jim Carrey, and I think they did a good job doing the actors that they were given from the writing they were given and the way this was directed and how it's just steered so far away from the first two because of capitalism and wanting to sell toys. And like, Two-Face should not have been that fucking, like it was Two-Face trying to be the Joker with his craziness.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be structured. He's a lawyer. He's supposed to be pick or choose. We're going to make this real binary here. Life or death. Flip my coin. Done.
Can I say this too, real quick, gamer? Two-Face gave, as far as his look, it almost felt like more of a look of Joker than Two-Face.
Mm-hmm. And then what was with his gang? They tried to mix in the Red Hood gang instead. Like, what the fuck?
And then what I want to say too, as I was watching this movie yesterday, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, as much money as they made up the first two movies, and as much money they're putting into these films, what I would have loved to have seen. You have Harvey Dent / Two-Face, Billy D. Williams. You know who I would have do the makeup? And I know this may sound crazy to some people. Tom Savini. Can you imagine Tom Savini doing the Two-Face makeup in this? I know it'd be expensive. I know it may sound ridiculous and crazy, but you keep the Tim Burton route. You have Tom Savini doing the Two-Face makeup to where you'd have the one regular face and then the one face just looking crazy. That alone, because I feel like it would increase from Batman Returns to this to where you're like, yo, this is a fucking fun. This is awesome. You could even keep Jim Carrey as the Riddler, but just have him as more of a darker tone because the Riddler isn't like all silly and goofy and cartoony and all that. For the most part, he's more. I can't think of the word right now.
Stupid.
But he's more. Say that again.
Stupid.
No, not that. That's what he was in this. And it's just like you do that, you keep that dark tone, and this could have been an awesome fucking movie. But you wanted to sell, like Gamer was just saying, you wanted to sell toys and shit. But it's like you really like. Excuse me. I said this to Mick earlier this week. I was like, had Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, you go the whole Burton route and you do it the way it should have been done. This right here could have been the best hero franchise of all time, hands like with these 4 films. Or they would be up there in the argument all the time, and they'd be hard to beat just with those 4 films.
Yeah,
and it looks like it should be a drag show at like a gay club for doing a Batman play.
I got something to say about that really quick, right? So I went over to my cousins or whatever, and his girl was like, "Oh, that's like why I can watch." She was like, "Oh shit, my drag thing's coming on today," and me, I was like, "Oh shit, drag racing? You're talking about the cars?" She was like, "No." I was like, "Oh shit."
I'll tell you what, if
and no disrespect to that community, that's just not my
in the drag community. Like if they did this, I would go see Batman Forever on stage. I won't watch this fucking movie again, and it's because it's such a stupid fucking movie. Everything you add to it, everybody's playing their own story, and it's not cohesive. Like Robin's living his own story while Batman's living his own story while fucking Riddler's doing whatever, and backseat is Two-Face. Like we have Harvey Dent, who has a great story about how he becomes Harvey Dent. They glossed over that.
Yeah,
they didn't really touch down on that at all.
They didn't do shit.
And so,
and I want to say,
Devil's
advocate. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Sturdy. Go ahead. Devil's other side of mixed coin there still has a more comprehensive story than Superman 3.
I disagree.
I think this gives you more background on the characters and why they, at least, and like you establish that someone's a villain. Riddler sucks, but you at least see how he turned into the Riddler a little bit. You get Two-Face. You get, you get a brief overview of how Two-Face became Two-Face. You at least get how Dick Grayson became Robin by throwing that absurdly cartoonish bomb out of the fucking circus.
That was so fucking stupid.
That bomb looked like it was straight from the 66.
I'm glad you said that. Stories really quick. Grandizer, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was, I believe it was something to do with McDonald's and like selling toys and selling merch and like gearing it towards the kids more. And that's why they did this corny ass shit with this movie. And then the next one, and same with Ninja Turtles Part 2, which I do enjoy, but that's the reason why they didn't go that darker tone to sell toys and sell merch and all this other stuff instead of keeping that dark tone in a really phenomenal story to where you could have really, honestly, I feel with the Batman movies, I feel like you could have really put it to where, people are like, DC movies usually suck, to where you wouldn't be able to say that because of how good these 4 movies could have been. But of course, they fucked up. They fucked up. Right.
Yeah. To Grandizer's question, he left because they wanted to go in a different direction.
Yeah, it wasn't the whole. They wanted more commercial and cartoony so they could sell more toys and shit.
And listen, the best thing about this movie are those goddamn plastic glasses from McDonald's. So, like, let's be real. Like, this movie's fucking terrible.
Did they reuse the wind-up little ducks or penguins and make them into ducks? The bombs that Joker or Riddler was throwing?
Yeah, in the beginning. Oh, my.
Dude, his staff was badass. If they would have kept him in a fucking suit or kept changing the suit to different green variations and stuff, like, he's a badass Joker in this. He's crazy enough. Oh, by the way, or Riddler, his device, the box, and then the green rays. Didn't a year later the Xbox come out, 96, and it was green, set on everybody's TV?
No, why is it a blender and he's calling it the box?
And it's shaped like a blender too.
Mhm.
That's
And it has
hilarious.
popcorn in it. Like,
Yeah.
he put popcorn in the fucking things.
Even more mind-boggling is how do they not see the giant green blender with all the
Wait.
rays that exists at the end
I just
sooner?
realized something.
Why would the world's... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. But the mask green,
Mhm.
Riddler green, Grinch green. What the fuck? It's
Well, green is, for aesthetic purposes, green is a great color for villainy.
I mean, it does look good.
It does play off well, especially, and like the green and the purples worked well. Like they married the two well. Like, in fact, their aesthetics looked better than Batman and fucking Robin's. I mean, I can complain about a lot. The Batmobile's stupid as fuck. The idea of why would you use the suit from Burton? It's an iconic suit. Make it look cool, but then like add nipples, whatever. but then change the suit 2/3 of the way through, no nipples. But that's the suit in Batman and Robin going forward for Batman. Nipples.
Nipples, yeah.
So that tells me two things. This movie tells me two things. One, Bruce Wayne or whoever creates those suits, whether him or Alfred, has a fascination with nipples, and he's test driving it to see how it looks for everybody else.
I mean, I love nipples too, but it doesn't need to be in a bat suit.
You like Batman's nipples? That what you like? You like Batman's nipples? You want Batman's nipples?
You see?
Jumped right on it.
And then
I just
Bat
said
nipples.
I love nipples, but you don't need that type of stuff on a Batman suit. It makes no damn sense.
I'm just saying, you love nipples.
Hashtag
You love
bat
bat
nipples.
nipples. I get it. You love Robin nipples.
I remember
love
the
titty
TV
nipples.
Guide cover, and it was
What?
like the biggest factor on the cover with the fact
Let
that
me
there
see your
were
titty nipples.
Here's the next best thing. You're Bruce Wayne. You're the world's greatest detective. You can figure anything out in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you walked into that fucking booth knowing you have a secret identity. What? Why would it never cross your mind at the possibility that the Riddler's setting you up?
Yo, this movie made me think of Bond Batman in a bad way / 61 Batman in a bad way, to where it was like 61 Batman, you accepted it was a fun fucking time. I enjoyed it. I really did. I had a good time with it. It wasn't a great movie, but it was a great time. Same with the series, right? And then you had 89 and you had Returns, which again, loved them. Phenomenal, in my opinion. And then you went with this one, which came out, you said 95, right? And it's like we went back to 61, but we didn't do it good. And we made it super cartoony, corny, stupid, didn't make any sense, didn't make the story coherent, nothing. Took away the darkness, took away the pain of Batman, I feel. You know what I mean? And then took away like everything that they built on from the first one in 89 and that carried over to Returns and that could have carried over to this. They just got rid of it to where it's like, okay, we're just gonna do something completely different. And then the crazy thing is Returns and fucking the animated series came out the same year, and the animated series stuck with the dark tone. And that's one of the best animated series of all time to this fucking day. And this right here, it's better than Madam Web. I will say that. Both these films are better than Madam Web. Fuck that movie.
Yeah,
But-
Madam Web's just...
No, but what I'm getting at though is like these two films right here are like some of the worst, and we'll go with Batman and Robin as well, are some of the worst like hero films that I've ever seen in my life, and probably some of the worst hero films of all times. And it fucking sucks because these are some of the most popular heroes of all time at the same time. And like if you take that route right with those movies, if you take that route right with 3 and 4 of these two movies, you don't have to make 47 Batman movies and 47 Superman movies. You can just say, look, yo, go to these 4. Kind of like the fucking trilogy of Star Wars. Yo, just go watch these 3. You don't have to watch anything else. You're good. You're gonna get the best of the best. And they could have did that with these 8 films, let's say, but you know, Batman and Superman. But those 4 films and those 2 franchises, and boom, you don't have to make any. You know they will because of money and all that, but you don't have to. It's like, yo, we have the golden fucking child here and here, the platinum child here and here with these, you know, with these 2 franchises, and they just, I don't know what the fuck they did. I don't know if it was like a greed thing, like, you know what, we did so well with the first ones, in my opinion, as far as popularity and stuff, we could do whatever the fuck we want for this one. And they did that and they fucked up bad.
Leonardo DiCaprio turned down the role of Robin for this. He would have been 20 years old if he had taken it when they were filming, and that would have worked.
That would have been perfect because Leonardo DiCaprio,
he turned it down because Joel Schumacher's fucking direction for this was bullshit. But
well, I'm not mad at it for turning it down. But imagine you have DiCaprio, Robin with Burton.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have
you have fucking bosom buddies showing up with their, hey, we're two fucking happening adults just living together in the city.
All right. Well, while we're on this topic, I'm gonna throw this at everybody, but I'm gonna aim it towards Mick more, and only because I know he's good with this whole actor shit. In this era,
shit.
No, as far as like
actors,
yeah. It's in the era that Batman came out, 95. If you let's just say Keaton's Batman, but everyone else who are you recasting as? And Burton's doing the films, or are you keeping anybody in with Burton's tone?
Well, no, Keaton would have been there still if it was still Burton. I think he wanted Marlon Wayans, which would have worked. Although, it does sound like DiCaprio probably would have been on board too. And I'm saying,
what would you do? What would you have done as far as your cast? You're casting this. It's a Burton film. No, but I'm saying he wants you to grab the actors. He wants you to cast it for whatever reason. Is what
I would be smarter and go with the director. not Joel Schumacher. I don't know if I'm doing this. Probably DiCaprio. He's at that time is pretty hot. Like he's young. He pull it off. He's still above age, so that way you're not running into the labor laws for kids. I told you, I think like a producer. I'm cutting out Chase Meridian. That's so fucking stupid. If I can, I want to try and bring back Vicky Vale. Which I think works if you want to play into that. But otherwise, I don't know. I mean, maybe get Catwoman back, like if you need an interest. One of those two, like bring them back. As far as Two-Face goes, it would be Billy D, because that's who established Harvey Dent in the beginning. Jim Carrey was good, but he played Riddler too much like the Joker. I would have gotten Robin Williams.
Okay, really quick with the Jim Carrey thing though, like if they had him playing a darker tone, and I think of that movie, well, I don't know, it's a completely different story, but just like the way he was playing in the movie, what is it, 23, I believe, or 13, one of those two numbers. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I think it's the movie 23.
Number 23.
Number 23, something like that. But that movie, like as far as that mindset, but Riddler.
But he was coming off of Ace Ventura and The Mask, and I have a feeling that's what they wanted for this.
Mm-hmm. They wanted
comedy. Work for the Riddler, and it definitely didn't work. Like Two-Face and the Riddler did not seem like good partners. Like, and I know in real life, Tommy Lee Jones was done. He didn't have anything to do with Jim Carrey, so. You have all of that, and it's like, I don't care. One's being too zany, the other one's being homicidal, but like too much of a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like, I like it, but like we're not even getting coin flips or anything. Like I feel like Aaron Eckhart really played that role well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how they fucked this up with the animated series on at the same time.
I mean, not only that, man, but the animated series was not only was on at the same time, it was on for 3 fucking years before this movie came out. So it was like you had some things I would have pulled as much as I could, because I'm sure you could see the numbers. Like, yo, you could see what Batman 89 did. You could see what Batman Returns did. You could see what the fucking series is doing right now. Mm-hmm. It's doing something like that right now for a reason. And guess what? The series is a dark fucking tone. And guess who's watching it? Every single person that's on this stream right here. Every single person that's watching this stream. And guess what? We were all in fucking elementary school or middle school for some of us. Elementary or middle school watching Batman, the animated series. And as adults, we still enjoy it. It carries over. It holds up all that shit because the storytelling in it is done very well. The entertainment is done very well, but the storytelling is done very well to where it's like, as an adult, when you understand more shit, you're like, oh wow, that's what they were saying in this scene. Yeah, that's what we wanted to see. And then as a kid, again, it's Batman, but it's entertaining, it's fun, and it's a story that you understand. It's a story that you have fun with and you enjoy. Versus this fucking movie, it's a story that you do not like. Even again, I'm going from my childhood. Even as a kid, I hated this fucking movie, and we're all saying the same shit when it comes to that. And I'm like, how? Like, I didn't realize they came out so, with the animated series and all that shit. Of course, you're not thinking about that as a kid, but I'm like, how do you fuck that up? How do you
what's
fuck it up when you have that
fucked up the
so much
most?
source
Yeah.
material? And it brings me to, I'm just gonna say this really quick, and then I'll get off of it and I'll be done talking. But it brings me to like video game movies, to where it's like you completely ignore the source material, to where people get into these things and fucking love these things and adore these things for years and years and years.
I actually
you
argue
completely
that
ignore it.
more so again. I'm arguing against that more so in the 90s, not so much now, because let's be real, video games had very thin plots. Batman had like 40 years of comics, 50 years of comics that you could have pulled from.
I do agree.
Nobody was doing the research.
I do agree with that, Mick. But I'm even saying, even like they're getting better now with some video game movies.
Yeah,
but
now, but I'm talking about 1995.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, now it's more so. It's like the horror video game movies. They're still fucking up. They're still doing a terrible job. With everything else, they're getting better.
I think it's hard to adapt game. I mean, we can get into that whole topic at another point, especially when we're talking about a video game movie. But I think my point with this is, like, it's not an easy comparison to make, because Batman being around for 50 video games really like in their like adaptable. Hold on. They are only about 6 years in 95.
Well, no, my comparison with the two was more so of just ignoring the source material and what got people to love these movies or games or whatever. You completely ignore that. You use the name, you use the title, you use the main character or characters, and then you ignore everything else that had
That's
people
what
watching.
pisses me off about this movie compared to Super Mario Brothers from like 93 is like you had 4 years to try and figure out a video game's plot to put in a movie, and you fucked up. This, you had like 50 years of material. That's why I'm so mad at this, because it's like you didn't understand each character on a. I would have even been okay, like not really okay with it, because you're changing too much by that point. But make fucking Robin of age and have them fucking be a gay couple, and then get that the fuck out of the way, so that way we can get to Batman. Like there was so much bullshit in this. Like that would have been closer to a Batman story than what we got, is what I'm saying. And I'm not saying like that's the route to take, but like at least it would have been something different.
It's funny, and I'll say this even more so, speaking this as a mature, well, to an extent mature adult, depending on who you talk to, that would have definitely made a way better story. That would have made a way better story. It would have made, and honestly, it would have made more sense as to why a 45-year-old is moving with a 45-year-old.
Let's put a psychologist in there that he's never met before, that he falls in love with the moment he sees her, because they have a fucking conversation and she's in love with Batman.
And I'm sick and tired of this movie. They had like the criminals and the women know his identity. Everybody in fucking Gotham
Everybody knew his fucking identity. Everybody pointed and was just like, "Oh, it's Bruce Wayne."
Yeah,
there he is. He's got the neon car that we like.
Like that, and that. All right, here's another thing that bothered me since you spoke about that fucking car. Is Robin, or no, he wasn't Robin at the time, as fucking what the hell is his name? Dick Grayson, right?
Grayson.
Yeah.
Driving the fucking Batmobile in the city and just casually just driving this car, and I'm like, yo, Michael Keaton would have smacked the shit out of you before you even got that shit out of the Batcave. You're not getting that far with the Batmobile like that. Out of all the cars in every film, that's like the most high tech, most alert, most alarm shit, to where you can fart by that car, alarm's gonna go off and kick you out the damn way. And this motherfucker can just hop in there, just cruise around the city, and you know what I mean? Like I know.
We got to step back a little bit, because do you remember how he fucking found out about Batman? Why is that the only door that's locked? Oh, it's the silver. It's the silver room. Why not open the door and be like, see, silver? And then he would have never fucking questioned again. You would have never found out. Instead, he's high wiring it all the way down and then falling. First of all, how are you going to hide it behind a bookshelf or whatever that just opens when you crash into it? That's the worst. That's worse than the fucking security from that computer. Like, it just type in.
Oh my god!
Security from the third one.
Since we're going down this road, I made a fun note that I realized, being people kept breaking into the Batcave. Why the fuck does every time the intruder announcement come off, the Batmobile comes up out of the ground for the intruder
The
to
systems
access.
turn on everything. I said the same thing as it was going on. I was like, this is stupid.
Like, if you're getting an intruder alert, shouldn't stuff be locking down?
Mm-hmm.
It was all locked away while Alfred was in there, and they knew he was okay. But when the intruder comes in, here you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Stupid.
But okay, to your point earlier, it's stupid that this even happens because their whole goal is to sell toys and aim to bright audiences and get kids involved. But this all started a whole fucking thing that got a bunch of kids involved called the animated series, and then you completely steer from it and think you're doing something better than what it birthed from it all. And again, like you guys said, the source material's there. Stop thinking you know better than what's already making millions.
You're in the prime of blockbuster money grab movie making.
We saw more of those popcorn fucking things than blenders than we saw riddles in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
From the Riddler. So it just goes, this movie's fucking
The
stupid.
Black & Decker fucking blenders go up in sales from the Sears catalogs that year. So
Batman themed. blenders.
I was obsessed with Batman, and I did not like this movie. Like, I don't, like Grandizer asked earlier, yes, I did have the toys. I had every Batman toy, whatever came out, I got at the time. I was playing with Batman shit until I was 14 years old.
I'm not mad at that.
But
Shit,
yeah, so
playing with that shit at 45.
yeah, I
years
had
old.
the toys. The toys were fine, whatever. But the fucking movie sucks.
This is a bad car. I don't mean
No,
bad. Like, I don't mean bad in bad. Like, yo, that's a bad.
No, I get it.
Where'd
No,
you get
it's
that?
not great, but I like because it's Batman. I liked when I see the Batmobile and shit. I'm like, oh, Batmobile. Get excited. I'm going to tell you the parts I don't like about the car. The middle part
Is it
fine.
LL Cool J's hat on the back of it?
Dude, that's what I'm getting at. That big wing sucks,
Yep.
and I
That's a
don't like
deep
the
cut
rims.
for anybody who knows.
And I
Deep
don't like
Cut.
the rims.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't like the glowing rims?
No, I did not like the glowing rims. But the shape of it and everything, I was like, okay, it still looks Batmobile-ish.
Look at it from the top. It looks like a dick and balls.
I was gonna say, why does it look like it's ripped for pleasure?
Yeah, that dildo Batmobile was fucking terrible for this movie. Make it a sex toy. That's what you should have did. That'll take over the
Probably
road.
There's probably a dildo that looks like that Batmobile.
Because
There's
car,
gotta be.
If you thought of it, it's out there.
That's bad. That's really fucking bad. That was just again some stupid ass concept bullshit, cyberpunk stupid ass shit. Because I know it was around. I know it was not too far from that time. Let's just try some shit and some shit. You know the whole what's the saying? You can't fix what's not broken or whatever. Whatever the fuck it is.
If it ain't broke,
Yeah,
don't fix it.
Yeah. And from 89 returns, just keep going along with that. Just keep chugging along with that. You can add Riddler in this. You can still add Riddler in this, and you can still add Two-Face in this. Just keep it that dark tone. Keep it the tone to how it would have been. Keep it to where it would have been. And on top of that, you have Two-Face / Harvey Dent from the 89 Batman. It makes more sense. He has that connection with Bruce Wayne. So now him being Two-Face, him having the accident, him being Two-Face, that's going to hit Bruce Wayne a hell of a lot harder than this goofy ass shit.
And then to think after this, they don't go back to Burton and anything that made it work the first time.
No, they stick with them, double down, and then get George Clooney.
It's fucking stupid.
Ego.
Like I'm gonna sound like a fucking broken record, but you have Burton do these 4 fucking movies, and this is one of the best hero franchises of all time. And maybe I'm not gonna say maybe arguably one of the better franchises of all time in general, but definitely one of the hero ones. Definitely one of the hero ones based off the first 2 films, which I feel like they could have improved on the next ones. And you keep the story, you keep the tones and all that. But
So just throwing this out there, $100 million budget, box office was 336 million, so 236 million.
goodness, yeah, very undeserved.
That's
just
that's
from
why
the
they
intake, just from it being
that's
Batman.
why they doubled down on it.
But I mean, that's because the popularity of Batman and of what you got from the first 2 films. Now imagine you
Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones.
Now imagine you take that and you're
That's
just like, you know what?
coming off the heat.
People loved these two films. Like, we took a risk on making this dark tone, and people loved it. They really freaking love Batman is popular as shit right now. Let's keep this tone. Let's keep it going and see what we can do with this. No, let's just fuck it up.
They
Let's just really fuck it up. Let's go back to the 60s with this, but not in a good way, and keep it to where it's like this weird evolution of where we're gonna take that next step in the visuals with film and cinematography, but we're gonna do like this weird shit for a little bit for a few years, and we're just gonna stick with Batman with this weird shit. We're not gonna stick with Batman to what works and how it is, and this beautiful fucking Batmobile that everybody loves. No, we're gonna do this dumbass shit with this big ass wing. The car fucking glows in the dark. Fucking. Oh my gosh, this movie.
Try to make it more high tech looking.
I was gonna say, we know there's a place for it because we got Batman Beyond as a cartoon series, and we saw that whole neo-punk, neon fucking.
But for that, it worked.
Yeah,
Time for it, and it worked. And with that, again, it was with an animated series to where you had. Guess who you had there? You had the Batman from the original animated series as which is Terry McGinnis as like his, his kind of like his Ra's al Ghul in the sense of training him, not.
Johnny's gonna make me fucking my mind explode. First, Johnny, you can like the movie if you want to like the movie. I know you're young, and 95 was like your wheelhouse. Nobody's saying that Jack Nicholson doing the Bat Dance was some King Lear shit. Nobody's saying that.
No,
but there is a clear, defined role of acting, and one of them's doing it, and the other one is doing their best impersonation of their other characters. And it's like you can Jim, and I'm not putting Jim Carrey down. I like Jim Carrey, but I like Tommy Lee Jones too. Neither of them are delivering a performance in this. They're delivering. Well, no, that's actually not fair. All right, that's not fair. They're delivering too unhinged of a performance in this for their own like brands or whatever they're doing. This isn't those. These aren't clear, coherent villains in a Batman movie.
And Johnny, I want to say this. I get why I don't understand why you like this movie, but I guess I do. I do in the sense of what you were saying as far as like, I think you said this is the first one you've seen in theaters with your mom and all that. So I get that nostalgia feel of it. But, and Spider-Man Unlimited is not better than Batman Beyond. Spider-Man Unlimited, I'm going through it right now. It's not that good at all. Batman Beyond did the cyberpunk thing right. Spider-Man Unlimited, they shouldn't even tried it. They should have just stuck with your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man from 94 and just increased. They just went with that. They should have, if anything, remade that series or did something brought that series back. They shouldn't have did it because it was one season for a reason.
Like they are bringing that back, aren't they?
No.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Unlimited was one season for a reason, and it was bad. Go watch it.
Spider-Man Unlimited was better than Bat. I gotta go.
No, it was not. I'm disagreeing with that.
I have to go.
I'm disagreeing with that.
I like Johnny. Can't argue with him.
Hey, listen, man, I like him too, and
Mick's got to go find his Spider-Man shirt based on that.
We can disagree.
Yep. Got a nice Spider-Man shirt too.
So what's next week's movies?
Next week's movie.
4 and 4.
Oh yeah, good titles. Yeah, that's it. It's like Batman. Well, no,
Batman and Robin and Superman 4: Quest for Peace.
Okay, there you go.
These right here.
Oh God.
It's Batman and Robin, but there's 6 people on the cover.
Yeah, no.
With fucking Batgirl, who is Alfred's niece.
I can't stand it. Yeah, I know.
They just did whatever with that shit.
Hi, Uncle Alfred.
Oh, I'm gonna be pissed next week too.
I hate this shit. With all those fucking ice puns.
Yep. Chill out. Oh,
don't get left out in the cold.
Oh, that shit is so bad.
Spoiler alert, Batman and Robin did not make as much money as Batman Forever.
You got to be kidding me, really? and again, you stick with Burton. Shit, that money that Batman Forever made, the next Batman and Robin is gonna fucking double that, if not triple that.
Ooh.
If you stick with Burton and do it right. But you guys are just like, nah, let's
Here you go. We talked a lot about toys, and I'm jumping ahead to next week, but one fun note here. Schumacher was given a mandate to make the Batman and Robin more toyetic than its predecessor because of the success of Batman Forever.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
So it was, let's make the movie more toyetic. Let's make the movie toys, but a terrible movie, and just ignore the first two phenomenal films that everybody loved.
I'm trying to. So,
I can't remember if next week's the one where Kiss from a Rose.
No, it's
No,
this
that-
one.
this one was.
Oh, it was this movie. Okay.
It's the movie. The song's not actually in the movie, but it.
Grandizer, what's the question you're asking me? Like, because you made statements, but I don't know what the question you're asking me is. Like, what do I think of the performance? I don't like. I mean, Midnight Cowboy's great. Everybody was doing great in it. So, not quite sure what the question is. As what's the question for Batman Forever? It should be Batman. Like, watch it once and then be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this. So, as far as retirements go, this movie, both of these films, this week and next week, I don't need to. After this, unless it's for content, which I don't see myself doing for content again, because I don't see why we'd go back to this again on this show. I don't need to see these movies ever again in my life. I really don't.
It's retired from it.
Yeah.
Now, if I ever have grandchildren, like, hey, Grandpa, we want to watch these movies with you. Grandpa, start. Okay, fuck it, fine. Little niggas, we'll watch this, but this is gonna be one time. But grand niggas, but nah, like they're just that, because there's a few movies that you enjoy that you're just like, I've seen this movie so many times. I'm gonna kind of put in that kind of retirement to where I'm not gonna reach out to watch it, but if it's playing, I would watch it. If this movie's playing and I'm too tired to change the channel, I'm just gonna fucking turn the TV off. Like, this movie is just like, it's like I don't need to see it again. I'm gonna have nightmares watching this shit. Like, I don't need to fall asleep with this bullshit on.
Oh, a review from Midnight Cowboy. I'll work on one. I have to watch it again. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I definitely felt the nostalgia while watching it, but it just didn't get any better for me. And I was just like, man,
We are already talking about this movie more than we should.
way more than it deserved.
But
I had nothing else to say about it.
But the thing with me though, gamer, is like usually nostalgia works. Like, yeah, that's the cheat code. But
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It didn't even help this one, honestly.
no, because the nostalgia of it is, I hated it back then too. Like, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. But I guess we can wrap this one up. Again, we're gonna be reviewing we're gonna be reviewing Superman 4. What you said it was called, what, Mick?
Quest for Peace.
The Quest for Peace, and
I answered for Mick.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Next week. So tune in for that next week at 8:00 Eastern time, and make sure you guys are here Monday, 8:00 Eastern time, for the Scene Snobs. They will be live and loud and lavish. So make sure you guys tune in for that with Casey and Mick.
A lot of L words.
Yeah. They're gonna be lovely as well. They're gonna be lovely. You want to tune in for that every Monday at 8:00 Eastern time. Their final run, the final countdown. The final countdown of the Scene Snobs. They are retiring. Rappers say this shit a lot. They always come out with another album, but I'm saying they are retiring. So
I don't have any albums in me.
Join this beautiful, beautiful journey where these gentlemen are going to be closing out their awesome podcast, and tune in for all the amazing content that you can find over there on the Scene Snobs. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn and laugh a lot. So tune into the Scene Snobs. He's shaking his head no, but in his heart, it's pumping yes. And then Fade Theory. Listen,
Something's pumping.
people, listen. This man has been doing yes. It's the AI stuff, but he's been creating his own lyrics to where it's helping with his mental health, and I think that's super important. And the songs that he's making can help with a lot of others' mental health. So go over to Fade Theory. No. You're not gonna see maybe. We're gonna take it serious because you're really doing it out of that, and it's helping you a lot. So I'm sure there's others that have anxiety or whatever the case it is, that they can listen to the lyrics and kind of help them get through a day. Music is one of those things that can help a lot of people through a lot of pain, a lot of anything, good or bad. So he's doing that. So go check out his channel. And this, again, it is AI, but he can't sing, he can't rap, he can't play any instruments, but he can write. He can put his music out there, and maybe down the road he can go to the thing to where he works with an artist and does something else where he's writing for an artist maybe. But right now, go check it out and enjoy it. And we have Worst Damn Gamer Ever. I don't even know when this guy goes live and streams anymore. He's too unpredictable, but when he's on there, he's live, he's loud, he's entertaining, and he's very knowledgeable in a lot of things, from lawnmowers to cars. And I'm not just saying that because he's Spanish, even though we have had these discussions of how freaking how handy Puerto Ricans really are. How handy, like they just know how to do a bunch of shit. It's like, yo, Gaber, my lawnmower's broke. I need help with the garden, and my car won't start. And he comes over here with a wire, one leaf, and and fixes everything. Because he's that great. And so you guys should definitely check him out on his content because he does a lot of awesome stuff. I know he does motivational Mondays and all that great stuff.
Hit that.
And you have stories from a bar.
Leafs are very versatile.
They are. Stories from a bar. I know he hasn't put out content in a while, but I know he will. But if you go back and listen to his past interviews, especially the one with me, because that's people's favorite, especially the one where we did it at Frog Alley and I was wearing those bright ass red sneakers that we've mentioned a few times during the pod. But seriously, go check out Stories from a Bar. It's an awesome podcast. He does a lot of awesome interviews with independent artists who have some amazing music that you guys should go there and check out. So just go and check out Stories from a Bar. Go check out Stories from a Bar. You know, have a drink, listen to it. And also he has conversations with some of these brewers and bar owners where they're not just talking about drinks, they're talking about just life in general. So you get to some awesome conversations. And then, of course, if you're into the horror, you're into all that good stuff, you want the best horror host out there, you go over to Horror Research 30, start on YouTube, and you watch and listen to the Horror Research 30 podcast and all the other content that we put out over there. And you have a great time with that, with your fears and scares and love of horror and genuine love of movies with every single one of us. That's why we're here, because we genuinely love film. These two movies suck, but we're still talking about them. You know, you can't just talk about the popular stuff and all the stuff you love. That's boring. So just take a dive, go right in the description and just hit, just subscribe to all of us, hit that like, share, subscribe, and tell anybody that's into the stuff that we do, hey, check these guys out because they're fucking awesome. They're phenomenal. They're great and they entertain us. And with that being said, thanks for popping by. Hope to see you next week and peace, peace, peace.
Peace.